All right, let's jump right in. When I say virtual reality or gaming, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably entertainment, right? Escaping to some other world for a little while. But what if I told you that the same tech that started in our living rooms is now completely changing operating rooms, classrooms, and even our workplaces? So today we're going to explore how these immersive technologies are really shaping our future in ways you probably never expected. So let's just ask that question right out of the gate. Is all of this stuff just for fun? Is it just a high-tech toy for a small group of people? For a long time, you could have made that argument. And for a while there, yeah, you'd have been right. But today, not anymore. Not even close. What we're seeing is this huge shift, right? Where something that was just for fun is becoming, well, an essential tool. So let's take a look at how we got from point A to point B. I mean, this comparison really says it all. We went from VR and gaming being something you do to escape reality to a tool you use to master it. What used to be a niche hobby is now literally a world-changing technology that's popping up in just about every major industry. So what's actually powering this whole transformation? All right, so let's peek behind the curtain. What's the tech that actually makes these incredibly realistic virtual worlds tick? It's really like a symphony of different technologies all working together. You've got the headsets, like the Meta Quest, which are basically your window into that digital world. Then you have these super powerful game engines. Think of them as the construction kits for these spaces that build everything with incredible realism. Motion sensors track your every move, and AI makes the world feel smart and responsive. But then there's the one thing that lets you feel it: haptic feedback. Haptics, that's the secret sauce. That's what creates true immersion. It's that little vibration in your controller when you draw back a virtual arrow, or the sense of resistance when you're doing a simulated task. Think of it this way. Haptic feedback is what bridges that final gap, the one between just seeing a virtual world and actually feeling like you're part of it. Okay, so we've got all this incredible tech, but what are we doing with it? Let's move on and see how it all comes together in some amazing real-world situations. This is where it gets really, really cool. I mean, its impact is just massive. From virtual science labs in schools to, of course, taking gaming to a whole new dimension. But to really get a sense of its power, let's zoom in on a field where the stakes couldn't possibly be higher: medicine. Just imagine this for a second. A med student puts on a headset, and boom, they're standing in a super realistic operating room. They can perform a tricky heart surgery on a virtual patient, feeling the resistance of tissue, seeing everything in real time. And here's the absolute game changer. If they mess up, no big deal. There are zero real-world consequences. They just reset, figure out what went wrong, and do it again and again until it's perfect. And you know what? That whole idea, learning by doing, in a totally safe space where you can try over and over, that's not just for surgeons. That is the heart and soul of gaming, isn't it? When you're dodging walls in Beat Saber or trying to figure out a puzzle in Half-Life Alyx, you're not just playing, you're actually training your reflexes, boosting your coordination, and sharpening your problem-solving skills inside a dynamic simulation where it's okay to fail. Okay, so let's zoom back out. Why is all of this such a big deal? What's the real, tangible impact of this whole immersive shift? Well, it really comes down to three huge things. First, engagement goes through the roof, right? Because you're doing things, not just reading about them. Second, it's way, way safer. I mean, training a surgeon or a pilot with zero risk, that's incredible. And finally, it saves money. A lot of money. Virtual labs, simulated training, it's all so much cheaper than the real-world equivalent. And these benefits aren't just theoretical. They are literally reshaping our world. Learning is becoming way more hands-on and, frankly, more memorable. We're seeing whole new career paths pop up for VR developers and game designers, and we're finding completely new ways to create and work together, no matter where we are in the world. And that right there, that's the key. The reason this technology is so powerful is because it feels real. It's immersive. And when an experience feels real, our brain logs it like a real memory. That makes the lesson stick in a way a textbook never could. And believe me, this is just the beginning. The tech is moving so fast, and it's only going to get more integrated into our everyday lives. So, what's on the horizon? Okay, so today you mostly see VR in these really specific areas, right? Specialized training, serious gaming.
But that's changing fast. In the near future, you're going to see it become mainstream in schools and for remote work. And then, looking further out, we're talking about a future where that line between our physical and digital lives just blurs.
So here's the bottom line. This isn't just some cool new gadget to watch from a distance. Really getting your head around this technology today, well, that's how you prepare for the jobs and the opportunities of tomorrow. So I'll just leave you with this to chew on. Think about your own life, your job, how you learn, how you hang out with friends. Which part of your world do you think is going to go virtual next?